Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be reviewing Black Ops 3's Zombies in the year 2021. I've done countless videos like this before, but this is going to be the zombie edition of the series that we've done on this channel. And we're going to go back to some of the older reviews we did and more analyze the actual game modes in it itself. So for example, today we're going over Black Ops 3 Zombies. Tomorrow, next week, we might go and do Exo Zombies from Advanced Warfare, who knows. Also, don't forget to subscribe or the last gen Richtofen will be your sleep paralysis demon. Now, when you boot up Black Ops 3 for the first time, you're going to notice a few things different to the previous zombie games like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. There's a lot more detail actually going on here and a lot more mechanics to the actual game itself. First of all, you have weapon kits. This allows you to customize your weapon in any way, shape or form with attachments and camos and even paint jobs. Overall, a great addition to the zombie game mode. The next thing you're going to notice that is different to previous games is Dr. Monty's Gobblegum factory. Now, this is essentially a slot machine for zombies. Now, I hate gambling in video games, but oh my god, when you get 4 perkaholics in one spin, it's a hit of dopamine that I don't think anything else can reach. Essentially, what Gobblegums are they're kind of like cheats in the game. You can earn them through doing this and playing through the game with liquid diviniums. These are the in-game currency, and you can use them liquid diviniums to unlock more Gobblegums. You get some really good ones like Perkaholics, and then you get some really bad ones like Bored to Death. There are a lot of really good Gobblegums in the game, and I recommend you go read all of them because some of them do some pretty cool stuff. You also have a set of Gobblegums that will never run out. These are your base game Gobblegums. You get some really good ones like Anywhere But Here, and a few good others which are really good. And honestly, the base ones, they can definitely carry you into the later rounds if you use them right. Then we have Newton's Cookbook, and this is a newer feature that was actually added in after Black Ops 3's life cycle was over. What this does is if you don't like a Gobblegum you have, for example like Bored to Death, there may be a chance you can exchange 10 of them for 1 Perkaholic. Now it's completely random what you kind of have to give and get, but it is a very good system and it can really help get rid of a cluttered Gobblegum menu that you have. You can get rid of all your bad ones and get really good ones, which I think is a great system, and I don't know why they didn't do it sooner. Along with these new systems as well, we have leveling up in zombies. That is the first time we've actually had it before. We kind of had it in Black Ops 2, but not really with a skull system. But in this, it's like the multiplayer system where you have to get XP by killing zombies, and then you can get to level 35, and then you can prestige 10 times, and then you can get to the holy level 1000. Now, there's not really much you get rewarded by doing this. You get to use some older icons from the older games, which are kind of cool, but that's about it. Definitely adds in a little bit of a grind factor though. Now that we've kind of gone through the whole menu of the game as well, I think it's time we talk about the important stuff in the game, and these are going to be the maps. I'm going to tell you what maps are good and what maps are bad, and if you should buy the season pass as well. So let's just get right into it. The first map you're going to get, which is in the base game, is going to be Shadows of Evil. It takes place in a fictional city called Morgue City, and essentially you are these 4 characters that have been cursed because you have done wrong deeds by the Shadow Man, and he kind of is the main focus in this map, and he foreshadows what's to come later on. I don't really want to ruin the story for you guys, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to be focusing a lot more on kind of the individual stories and kind of what leads forward. Okay, that's a lie. I might have to kind of spoil stuff here and there, but you know, you've been warned. So the Shadow Man is the main focus of this map, I would consider, and he is definitely a big threat. And I think later on this map, he's definitely downsized a little in terms of his importance, but he definitely is a big relative factor later on in the story. With the actual gameplay of Shadows of Evil, I think it is one of the best maps Treyarch has actually been able to produce. As far as just playing casually and going for high rounds, it's very fun. The one complaint people have is that it's a little bit complex in some areas, and I can completely understand that for pack punching, but look up the tutorial, you do it once, it's pretty easy after that. I do enjoy the Easter egg. I do not think it is the best Easter egg in the world. It's 4-player only, and I would recommend you to try if you haven't already. I think Shadows of Evil is one reason why you should definitely buy this game over anything else. I think Shadows of Evil, just as a base product, is a great zombies map and a great experience, because this was back in the day where Treyarch made each and every zombie map its own experience. With Black Ops 3, each map you're going to get in this is going to be exactly like that, and I think going forward to this list, I think you guys know how I feel about Black Ops 3. I really enjoy the game. I think it's really fun, but it doesn't mean that there's not flaws, which we'll get into a little bit later on. In general, Shadows of Evil Foe is a great map, and I would definitely recommend you to buy the game even just for this. If you can find it in a sale, or if you can find it in your local GameStop, CEX, Game, one of them shops should have it for a decent price of maybe around $10. Absolutely pick it up to experience the map at least one time. Now moving on to our next map, it's going to be the bonus map, the Giant. Now the Giant isn't anything too special. It is a remake of Darius, and Darius is a great map. Absolutely love it from World at War. Black Ops 1 it was slightly improved, and I think the Black Ops 3 version, in my personal opinion, with a Gobblegum system and us playing as Primus, which is our new set of characters that we continue from in Origins in Black Ops 2, is a better map. I think it is better than Darius from World at War and Black Ops 1. I think it's a lot more replayable. There's a lot more side Easter eggs and all that good stuff in it. And the story, even though it doesn't develop too much here, I still think it is a great map and a great experience. Now moving on to our next big map, and it is going to be Dreisendrache. Now Dreisendrache is one of the maps that come every 5 years or so. It is a masterpiece. It takes everything that it learned from Black Ops 2 Origins and improves on it in some way or aspect. For example, in Origins we had the staffs. They were really fun to use and overall great fun, but I think some would say that they were somewhat tedious to put together. With the bows and Dreisendrache, the quests feel a lot more natural and there's no upgrading after a certain point. Sure, you have to get the base variant of the bow and upgrade that version, but I think the bows overall just an improvement over the staffs. As well as gameplay, the map layout is perfect and the themes the map goes with as well is perfect. I absolutely love the snowy castle theme. I think it's such a cool setting for a zombie map and I absolutely just adore this map. There are many good things it brought in. Some of the transportation features it brought in were cool. It brought back the Panzer to give us a hit of nostalgia. It's given us one of the best Easter eggs we've ever had, and a lot of character development happens in this. This is where the Black Ops 3 story really starts to kick off, and things are going to happen in this map, which are kind of happen in the next map and the next map after as well. Alongside this, we have great new features again, like the transport systems. We have the Ragnaroks, which sure are just a ported specialist weapon for multiplayer, but they are so fun to use, and they are very, very good at killing zombies. But I do think Dreisendrache is yet another reason on why you'd want to purchase this game. Anyway, moving on from Dreisendrache, we're going to be moving on to Zetsubou, no, Shima. And this will probably be the most, maybe not buy the game for this map part of the video. It is a good map, and we're going to go through all the gameplay features first. The wonder weapon, the KT-4, is an absolute blast to use, very similar to the one in Dire Eyes called the Sliquifier. Kind of has the same premise, you shoot goo in the ground, it kills zombies, that's it. Alongside this, the map also has a brand new feature with watering plants. Yes, there's a lot of memes, garden simulator in zombies. It is a good map. The feature essentially lets you water plants and you can get rewards from it. And there's a bunch of different combinations you can do. You can get a lot from these as well if you know what you're doing. The specialist weapon in this map as well, the Skeleton Sapway, is an amazing specialist weapon. I personally believe it is an improvement from the Ragnaroks from Dreisendrache. And I think it's such a cool specialist weapon to use. I think as well with this map is that the hate came from all the issues it had at launch. Now, if you're only watching this video now, you weren't really a part of the community back in the day. With Zetsubou no Shima, there was a lot of hate at launch because of all the issues the maps had. Had a few blue screen errors, just glitches in general, galore, and the map wasn't really fun to play. Alongside this, there's other actual fundamental issues with the map. The doors are way too expensive in it, and they're a lot more expensive at launch, and it cost you so much money to get around the map. The Thrashers, which are the boss type in this map, are kind of annoying. They're a bit toned down now, but they're still not that pleasant to deal with. But there's really not much you can do about it. The Easter egg is also a little bit annoying. I think it has to be the worst in the Black Ops 3 game. Maybe compared to Revelations, which we'll talk about later, but I don't think this is one of the better Easter eggs in the game, definitely. I think where this map shines is in its storytelling and the story that goes on. Obviously, we're not going to get too much into detail about it, but it definitely has an emotional story, and I think once you play through it and you actually complete the Easter egg, you will feel like, wow. Now moving on to our next map in the game is going to be Crovey. Now, Crovey obviously takes place after Zetsubou no Shima, and it's a very good map. I'm going to have to say that right at the bat. I think it is a very good map. I think it might be slightly overhyped a little, but it definitely is a solid map to play. There are many good features of this map. First of all, the wonder weapon. It is the ray gun Mark III, and it is very similar to the past ray guns where you get it from the box, and that's it. No upgrade quests, you don't have to go run around the map 18 times and shoot 52 skulls and then sacrifice a pig. You can just get it from the box. It's convenient and a pretty fun wonder weapon. With the map as well, it also introduces us with the dragon shield, which is essentially a shield, but you can shoot fire from it, and it's a very good shield. We also have the new specialist weapon, which is a gauntlet, which you can do a super punch, and you also have the ability to shoot fire from a little baby dragon. The dragon can also fly about and do stuff. It's pretty cool. And yeah, also dragons. There are many dragons in this map, and that is the major theme for this map. There are a lot of dragons flying about, and they're kind of hard to miss. With the new enemy types, we have the Valkyries, and then we have the Manglers. They are kind of annoying, but I think they add somewhat of a balance to the gameplay and definitely help tone things down in terms of ease. The map is definitely one of the harder maps in BO3 in my personal opinion. This is because we don't have a wonder weapon that kills infinitely. That's the one negative to the ray gun. It doesn't kill forever, only kills until about round 50ish, and you can still get kills with it, but it's just not as good. The map layout takes a lot of inspiration from World at War's Darius, once again, just like the Giant's remake, so duh. But the map layout is very similar to Darius's layout in the sense that we have 3 main points we need to activate Pack-a-Punch, and then when we activate Pack-a-Punch, we fly over to a house on one of the dragons I was talking about earlier, and that is how you get Pack-a-Punch. Overall, the map is a very fun map to play, very fun on co-op and solo. The Easter egg is very bad in my opinion. It's not a fun Easter egg. A boss fight is fun, but we will not be spoiling anything like that at all for you guys today. Don't want you guys to get spoiled. The boss fight is definitely something interesting, and I think if you guys haven't done it already, you will very much enjoy it going into it. But in general, I would recommend you guys to buy this map if you show any interest in COD Zombies at all. I definitely think it is one of the better maps, definitely in the top 15 at least, and I think every zombie player should play it at least once. Now moving on to the final map, and then we'll talk about something a little bit special later on, is going to be Revelations. Now Revelations is the ending to the main story that Black Ops 3 actually provides. And Revelations is a mixture of old maps and a little bit of new. Revelations in general is a fun map. It's definitely not a bad map at all, but it is kind of boring, and hear me out here. It's because everything in this map has been reused from past games, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think zombie players have been asking for a map that has a bunch of older maps meshed together for years. It's just with Revelations, the overall excitement for it was so high that I think when we got the map and it was just remakes and all that stuff, yeah, I think the community didn't mind it, but also would have liked something kind of unique for the last map in the season. The Easter egg isn't really that good either. The map is fun, I would say that. It's a very fun map to get to high rounds because it's very easy. You're not going to struggle at all getting to high rounds of this map, and I can promise you that much. But I would definitely still recommend you buying the game for experience that map alone. Now that we've kind of been through all the maps, let me give my gist and thoughts on the base version of Black Ops 3 and then the Season Pass version, and then we're going to go on to a little bonus section in the video. So, if you want the standard Black Ops 3 experience, I'd recommend you buying Shadows of Evil. If you're not sure and don't know what you should be expecting, buy Shadows of Evil first with the base game, and then you'll get that map for free, obviously. And then if you enjoy Shadows of Evil, then buy the Season Pass. The Season Pass is definitely worth the value. With it, you're going to be getting 5 great zombie maps, and I think the majority of them are amazing, and they are the best maps we've actually had in all COD Zombies. The one map that is slightly funny, I say, is Revelations, and maybe even Zetsubou, but Zetsubou even on its own is still a really good map. Revelations is the only one I would say in general is kind of bad. But in terms of actual quality, all the maps are good. Revelations to me is bad, but if you look at past maps like Ascension and even 5, I would still put Revelations above them, in my personal opinion. Now we're going to be going on to the bonus part of this video, and that is going to be talking about Zombie Chronicles. So for you guys that are new around here and don't know what Zombies Chronicles is, it is a DLC pack with a bunch of remasters from the older games. Now, if you played Zombies back in the day, you'll know some of these maps. The maps you're going to get in the season pass is going to be Nectar and Toten, Verrucht, Shinonuma, Kino der Toten, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, and Origins. A very decent selection of maps, and that I'm just gonna say, guys, if you like old zombie maps with better graphics, absolutely buy it. All the maps play well for the most part. The only one I'd say it's kind of a downgrade in a sense would be Origins, just because it doesn't feel the same. But the remakes in Zombie Chronicles are very fun, and with the Gobblegum system, it adds a whole new way to play these maps. And overall, I think the Zombie Chronicle edition of Black Ops 3, where you get Zombie Chronicles, the season pass, and then you get the base game as well, is an absolute bargain. And I think with it, it's just such a fun zombie game. I think it's the peak of the zombie community as well, I must have to say. When the Zombie Chronicles came out, I think the community was on fire, everyone was excited about the game, and overall, I think the vibes are still there with that game. If you go back to Black Ops 3, even if you're new or you just want to get back into it, I think you'll have some of them old community vibes and you will enjoy it. Not as much maybe as back then, but you'll definitely still enjoy it, as I think it is the best zombies experience to date. With that said, guys, we've reached the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, remember to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel, or Richtofen will eat you. Also, maybe check out this video as well. It might be something you're interested in, going over all Black Ops 3 in general. And also be sure to share this video with a friend or a family member or anyone you know who thinks, they might want to buy Black Ops 3, but they're not 100% sure for the zombies. So definitely do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.